Alright, what's going on, traders? This is Rob with MV3 Trader here. I got a quick tutorial for you today where if you have a MacBook or if you have a computer that runs the macOS, then I'm going to show you how you can install and use Sierra Chart on your Mac. Alright, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to use this software from Codeweavers called Crossover. Codeweavers, they create different software that allows you to do different things across operating systems. Alright, so we're just going to head over to codeweavers.com. You can see I'm already there. The link for this will be in the description below. It's not an affiliate link or anything like that. So, you know, if that's a problem for you, you don't have to worry about that. Just for convenience, I have the link for this website in the description below, and to also make sure that you go to the right place. Of course, you can also Google it, or you can just type in codeweavers.com into your browser. Okay, so once we're at this home page, I'm going to go ahead and click on Crossover, and then we're going to go to macOS. You can click on macOS, or you can just scroll down. All right, and so this is the one that we're going to install. So it is paid software. For me, my personal opinion, this is not a bad price for what you get. And basically what it does in a nutshell is, if you're familiar with the Wine software that allows you to run Windows software and apps on your Mac PC, they built this software off of Wine, and it uses Wine, but it's faster and it's just, you know, it's less of a problem. So I've also used Sierra Chart using Wine, and it kind of slowed my computer down a lot. It also wasn't that stable. Like eventually it just stopped working well, so I uninstalled it and just stuck to, you know, using Sierra Chart on the PC, right? So I also tried this one out, and it was a lot faster. It didn't slow my PC down, or it didn't slow my Mac down at all. And you know, I didn't have any issues with it. I was able to. It was a lot easier to use than Wine. It was installation and everything was easy. It was a much better experience, like it says here. And you know, that's no cap. True story. All right, so they do have a paid version, but they also have a free trial version, which is 14 days, that allows you to try it out and make sure everything works for you. So I highly suggest that you go with the free trial version first. You can pay for it outright, but let's just go ahead and start with the free trial version, which is the version that I'm using right now. Okay, so you're just gonna click on that, the free trial, and then once that comes up, make sure you have your correct operating system selected, which is going to be the Mac OS. This is also available for Linux and Chrome OS. And then you'll put your name in and your email, and you have the option if you want to opt in to their email, you know, mailing list, right? Yeah, that's completely up to you. And then go ahead and click download trial now. So I'm not going to do that here because I already did it. Now, before you do that, one thing that you want to be aware of, if you're running a virus protection software or something on your computer or on your Mac, then you want to make sure you turn it off first. And there's some more things that we have to do once we install it, but the very first thing you want to do is you want to turn it off just for this installation, right? So I'm running Avast Security, and for me, I turned off the file shield and the web shield, you know, because we need to download it. We don't need it to block it from downloading, and I don't need it to, you know, block anything once we install it, right? And I'm only going to do this to download and install this, and as soon as I'm done with everything, I'm going to turn my virus protection back on. Okay, so I already got that turned off, and it's going to go to your downloads. I just put it in this special folder. So it's going to download here. It's going to say Crossover, and whatever version it is, it's going to download in the zip file. So for Mac, all you have to do is just double click it. Alright, so I kind of fast forwarded through that, but it should only take a couple seconds. Extracted those files a little bit slower just because I'm recording and everything on my Mac at the same time. So, you know, I'm just going ahead and editing and skipping through all that, so you don't have to just sit there and watch all of that process. Okay, so once it extracts, you'll see the icon for it right here, which is the actual file. And what you're going to do, I'm going to open up another tab. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to go over, I'm just going to go to the hard drive, right? My main hard drive. And then I'm going to go on Mac HD. You see I got a couple drives on here. Then I'm going to go to applications. That'll bring me to my applications folder for this Mac. Maybe you also just go to your applications folder wherever you have it. And then we're going to go back to where you extracted your crossover software. Alright, so I'm just going to take my crossover app and I'm going to click and drag it over into the applications folder. Just going to make sure we drop it in there. Alright, so now we have our crossovers in the applications folder. I can either open it here, or I can go to applications. I have a shortcut in my toolbar down here. I can click on that and we can also see that it's right there. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and open that up. All right, so if you get this message here, it says crossover is an app downloaded from the internet and blah blah blah. There's some other things you have to do to make sure that you can open up programs outside of, you know, what comes out of the Mac store. So you make sure you have that turned on first. But when you get this message here, just click on open. The Mac wants to make sure that you know what you're downloading, that you're downloading a safe program. We know that this is a safe program, so we don't have to worry about it. All right, and so you'll see once you download it, it'll tell you about this free trial that you got in the free trial and how long it will stop working in 14 days, or how many days you've used it. Just go ahead and click on try now. So while you're using the trial version, that's what's going to happen every single time. So now that we're here, what we're going to do is we're going to install a Windows application, and right here it's going to say select an application to install, and we're just going to type in Sierra chart. It's also running its update up here, so once it gets done doing that, then we'll get to the next part. All right, so once that's done, you should see Sierra chart pop up here. And the cool thing about this is you can just go ahead and click on it. It'll give you information about if people have used Sierra chart or whatever software that you're trying to run. If people have used that on the crossover software, it'll give you a report about it, by how well it runs. And it also give you a whole little breakdown about the experience that other users have had with running the software that you're trying to run on crossover. So once you click on more info, it gives you a whole little report about, you know, about the software that you're trying to use on crossover. Okay, all right, so you can go ahead and explore that yourself. We're going to go back here and start installing this, and go ahead and click. So you don't have to go to Sierra chart or anything, their website, and you can do everything right here from the crossover software installer. Okay, go ahead and click continue, and you can just go ahead and click install on that, and it'll go through its installation, and it'll install, and it'll download and install everything for you. All right, so once that is finished, it'll continue installing Sierra chart in the background. So just go ahead and let it do all of that stuff. It's gonna keep installing Sierra chart. It's gonna just install everything that Sierra chart needs to run without having to install the Windows operating system, anything like that. It's just gonna install the software on top of your MacBook using using this crossover software. If you get this message here, if you already installed it, you may be good. So we're just going to go ahead and skip this step. Let me try again first. So I may be good. Let's see. It may already be on it. We'll see. All right, so maybe it's already still installed. So we'll go ahead and just skip this step. All right, so I had to go back and uninstall that and reinstall it again. So if it's giving you problems during the installation, you can go ahead and delete it. You can right click there and delete it under the bottles. And I will suggest that you restart your computer and then try it again. All right, so during what was missing in the other installation is this window here was supposed to pop up, and we go ahead and click I have read and accepted the license terms, and you can click that if you want to. I leave it unchecked, and go ahead and install. And then it'll go ahead and install that. You'll get the installation is complete. Then the installation will continue. So then the other part of this is now you'll get the, so we were missing this part as well. That's why we didn't see Sierra chart where we're supposed to. So you'll see the Sierra chart installer come up, and with the current version, just go ahead and click install. And you'll just right here, you will install Sierra chart just like normal, like you would install it on a Windows PC. Alright, so once that part is done, you'll get this pop-up here, installation is now complete, and you just hit OK there and press close, and then make sure you let the crossovers installer complete. Alright, while it's doing that, you will see your Sierra Chart login window come up. So for now, you can log in now if you want to, but right now we're just going to close this. We're not going to log in yet, so we have a couple more things we need to do before we're fully ready to go. Let the crossover software finish the Sierra Chart installation. Alright, so once it's done, now you will get the installation of Sierra Chart completed message. You can go ahead and click done now, and you should see the Sierra Chart icon here under programs in the main window for the crossover software. You also see this bottles down here. You don't really have to worry about that unless you need to remove the installation of Sierra Chart or do something with that. So for now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and close this, and we're going to go all the way out. We're going to just quit it. So the things that now we're going to go back to our virus protection software. First thing I want to do is I'm going to go to preferences. I'm going to go into menu and preferences, because what I want to do is I want to create exceptions for crossover and for Sierra Chart. So I'm just going to go to where I can do that under here, File Shield. I've already done this before. I'm just redoing it for this video. So if I wanted to do it as I haven't done this already, what I would do is I would go into add exceptions. This is only for advanced. Your software, your virus protection may be different. And then I would go into the applications, and I would look for that software, the crossover. It's just right there. Now I just click open on that. That will add an exception. And now I put my password in. I already done it, so I don't have to do it again. And then if you don't do this, once you turn your virus protection back on, you will get messages, and it will show you where these files are if you haven't, if there's something that you missed or if you didn't do it already. So I also have this one right here, which is what the crossover location for like support stuff. So if it needs to update or anything like that, so it would be on your MacBook and your main hard drive under users, your username, the library, application. But whatever it blocks, it will show you your software. Your virus protection software should give you a message, and then you just go in here and add the exception right there. So one more thing that I would also add an exception for is the sierrachart.com domain, right? You can put that in there just in case you need to download anything and to update the Sierra Chart platform. I got that in there as well. One more thing that you can add an exception for, which I don't think is actually necessary, but you can add an exception for the Sierra Chart software itself. All right, so we're gonna go in here, and I think where this is located is, let's see, under the hard drive, should be under users, this username my username, and there you go, your Sierra Chart. So we also need to know this for the step that we're gonna do later, where we're gonna migrate all of our settings that all of our settings and all our chart books and all of our custom studies and all that stuff. We're going to put it in this folder, so we don't have to recreate everything all over again, right? So you can add an exception for this Sierra Chart folder if you want to. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right, so now we can see the exception there. And what I can do here, since I'm done with all of that, I can go ahead and turn my virus protection back on. So we'll turn on the web shield, and we'll turn on the file shield. All right, so we're good to go there. So now let me go ahead and close that down, and then I'm gonna go back to the crossover. Once again, we'll get our message that tells us about our trial period. Go ahead and click try now. And then I'm gonna double click this to open up Sierra Chart. And what I'm doing here is I want to make sure all my login stuff works and all of that good stuff. All right, so now we have our Sierra Chart. We make sure that we're connected. So when you can do this for the first time, it's going to use Sierra Chart's data. You can go ahead and do all this other stuff if you want to. Only thing I was doing here was verifying that everything works. And I don't know what this pop-up is. It's just, I guess it's a welcome, whatever. I don't know what it is. I don't need it. So I'm going to close that down. All right, just close all of this. I'm not gonna start doing anything yet. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to migrate all of my settings and everything from the Sierra chart that I'm using on my PC over to this, and I'm doing that using Google Drive. So what I will do, let me go ahead and close down crossover just to get stuff out of the way. All right, so let's just imagine that this is my PC, and I'm gonna go to my Sierra chart folder. So you just go to where on your PC, wherever your Sierra chart folder is located, and there's some things I want to pull from, you know, the stuff that I want to migrate over. Is there will be this accounts config file. There's also the Sierra 4 config file. On older versions it'll be Sierra whatever number .cfg, but the .config is the newer version, and that's really all I need from there. And then of course we'll go into data, and I will get my whatever chart books I have saved there, whatever. The only things I'm migrating over is the chart books, the strategies, or the like my brackets and all that stuff, and my studies. All right, so I already have that already kind of set up. All right, so I downloaded that already and I have it ready here. Let me just go into it. And the only things I'm going to do, since I have these separated in their own folder by what I wanted to do, I already got this data folder up, so I'm going to put all of this stuff. These are all of my bracket setup strategy, all my strategies. I'm just going to migrate all of these over into the data folder, and I don't know why it disappeared on me. Okay, let me try that one more time. I'm just gonna go ahead and hit replace for anything that is a duplicate. All right, so all that stuff is there, and I'm gonna drag over my studies. This is also going to go in the data folder. I'm just going to replace whatever's a duplicate. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put my chart books over there. Put that in the data folder as well. All right, so the last thing I want to do is go back to my main Sierra chart folder, and this is where I'm going to put all of my setting stuff. Okay, I also have some keyboard shortcuts in there as well. So like I mentioned before, the Sierra 3.cfg, that's for older versions. I don't necessarily need it, so I'm just gonna leave it there and just kind of get the rest of these. I really don't use that, but anyway, just so I migrate everything over. Put that in the Sierra chart folder. Let me hold off while I do that. Now, so one thing when I do migrate stuff over, what I like to do is the old stuff, well, that counts, that's fine. But for the Sierra.cfg or .config file, just in case something goes wrong, I like to have it. So what I will do is I go to the end and add a .backup just to the file name, so it's not looking, Sierra chart won't look for that anymore. I won't know how to read it. So let me go back in here, and now let me migrate this stuff over, and we can go ahead and replace. All right, so now I should be good. I can go ahead and close this down, and let me go back into crossover. Hit try now again because I'm sticking with the trial version, and we're going to double click on Sierra chart, the program there. So this is how we'll open Sierra chart every time we want to open it. It automatically logged me in, and everything is looking the way that I like for it to look. If this thing wants to cooperate with me, we're just gonna open this in full screen because it's been difficult. It's because I have a lot of different windows that it's trying to open at one time, and on my PC I use multiple screens, so it's kind of like flipping back and forth. It's not used to that on this Mac, so that's why like stuff is just jumping around. So if you're only using one screen, it's not going to do all that. And then also I'm recording this at the same time, so things are a little bit slower than usual. All right, so it may not be perfect, but you can do everything that you need to do here. Let me go ahead and close this down because I don't need that anyway. I only need to save it. And then you may also have to restructure it, but depending on your monitor and your display settings and all of that stuff, you may have to move some of your charts around, but you got functionality, right? You have the functionality of everything that you need. You can adjust this to work on a MacBook, or if this is your first time using Sierra Chart because you don't have a PC and you only have Mac products, so now you can use Sierra Chart using this version right here, and you can completely set it up, and you don't have to worry about making adjustments from your PC version to your MacBook version. All right, so that's pretty much all there is to this video. That's how you install Sierra Chart on your MacBook and how you get everything set up. If you have any questions, just go ahead and leave those in the description below, and I'll see you on the next one. Create it easy.